Adrius backs up to the wall and leans against it, his legs crossed and his hand gently twisting the handle of the branding iron.
Siren, are you finished?
There's been silence in that corner of the cell for about a minute now, and when I look over, I see Siren cradling a vial in the palm of his hand. There it is. There's a little
Oh, I never noticed that.
That looks like a specific type of Pop-Tart I haven't had in a long time.
Yes, I was about to say the fucking wild berry Pop-Tart.
Yes, the wild berry Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, specific. I'm always tickled by that because I've specifically seen like 5 different wild berry Pop-Tart personas. Like people will just have characters that have like the wild berry Pop-Tart brand, like pattern on their back and everything. It's very funny. It's like, it's the wild berry Pop-Tart twink. He nods and walks over to my left side, standing silently and looking to Adrius for orders.
This is your last chance to tell me everything you know.
Or else what? I say this, looking at the vial, knowing that it probably has something to do with it.
Looking left and right, or else what?
I dropped my controller. It's fine. It's fine.
Siren has just completed working on a decent amount of a very potent hallucinogen.
You can't beat what I already have in my own brain with what I can normally do. Oh, he's gonna accidentally unlock our power. We're gonna like take one LSD tab and suddenly we have everything that Taggart was trying to train us to do.
I'm not sure if you've heard of it before, but it's called Weeping Dragon. A Drizzian recipe. In small doses, it's not as harmful, but with the amount Siren has prepared...
Siren holds up the vial and rotates it in his paw, the contents sloshing around on the table. On the inside. I don't know why I said the table. Sloshing around on the inside. It's a thick purple liquid with hints of green and black swirling about.
Unlike the medicine Leaf gave you to ease your pain, this won't be administered with as much care.
It's a suppository.
This dose will leave you in total agony.
That is unlike the painkillers Leaf gave us, I guess. I gulp at the sight of it, and it feels like there's a rock in my throat. I can feel my heart pulsing and beating on my chest like a drum. Huh? I already told you. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just an ambassador. I was asked to do this. Commanded. I'm not a spy or whatever you think's going on.
The ambassador is a spy, and treason is what draws the line. Is that your final answer?
Siren grips the tile tightly, stepping closer to me. Please, I'm telling you everything I know.
Give it to him.
No, please don't. Don't torture me. I'm just a little guy. It's my birthday. You don't know it's not. I almost jump out of my seat, the chains above my head and around my feet rattling as I struggle. Adrius swiftly turns and heads to the door, his hand clasped around one of the bars on the door.
And make sure he swallows it all.
Please! I'm cut off as Siren tightly holds my jaw in his grasp.
Yummy.
I go to close my mouth. Gremlin ass voice.
Wildberry.
Wildberry yum yums. I go to close my mouth, but his paw won't let me, as I'm forced to keep it open. Struggling in my shackles, I try to do anything I can to keep that substance from entering my mouth. It's no use though, and it happens so fast. Thick liquid pours into my mouth, resting on my tongue and slowly trickling its way to the back of my throat. There are no muscles or things you could use to stop this that are in your head. The taste is horrendous and extremely powerful. Almost sweet, but to the point where it's painful. What?
Yeah, I don't know.
almost sweet, which is a weak statement, claiming that it's not very sweet, but to the point where it's painful, which sounds like it'd be...
The berries! They're too wild!
They're so wild. Yeah, it's like there's the sentence expresses two polar opposite extremes, seemingly. Unless it's like, it's so faintly sweet that I'm in pain, like a torture LaCroix. Or you're like, what?
Torture.
I don't even know what's in it, and it doesn't taste like anything I've ever tried before. I try to gag or do anything to stop it from going down, but it's no use. Once it's well on its way through my system, Siren lets go of my jaw and backs away. I start to cough, but as much as I can, but it's not working. Should have started that at the beginning, honestly. I can already hear the sounds of the hallucinogen disagreeing with my insides. Either that or it's already working its way into my body, getting ready to poison my mind any second now. I've never had anything like this happen to me before, and as the fear begins to truly set in, I can feel my entire body break out into a cold sweat. I'm so busy being preoccupied with my situation that I don't even hear Siren leave the cell. The door shuts with a loud bang, and if I wasn't chained down, I feel I would have jumped out of my seat. Before I can fret too much about my situation, my mind wanders to a question that's been on my mind since Adrius spoke it. What did he mean by taking control of his fate, and the fate of Lyre? He's king? Not really a weird statement. He became king, which is about as much control as you can possibly get, and fate is tied to, you know, being an heir and stuff. It's odd to me that they're doing James Bond-ass torture thing where everyone, they give them hallucinogens, then everyone leaves, like no one wants to see the consequences of this or revel in his pain or anything.
Right.
Was that truly his motivation all along? It just doesn't make sense. Trying to think about it becomes harder, though. Why does it not make sense? He became king. A thing that people kind of inherently, on some level, often want to do. My head begins to feel as if it's splitting open, but it's a numb pain. What does that mean? Something that I can't quite feel the sharpness of, but the pressure is there. Ooh. That's trippy. I imagine there's like a spinny spiral effect, but mainly on the middle of the screen, because by the edges it lines up again with the other layer. Something's up. Everything goes blurry, and as I try to focus my eyes, the cell begins to warp and bend. It feels like everything is spinning, almost like the mind's eye, but so much worse. It does feel like everything's spinning. I think nothing's moving right now, but it looks like it's currently moving.
Yeah, there's a weird optical illusion to this.
Yeah, it's like the fucked up plus science people keep posting that makes it look like water. My head still feels like there's an immense amount of pressure being put on it. There's more and more spinning. The walls seem to be bending into a tunnel, and I'm left chained to the wall and staring as the bricks fly by. The light shines in from the window, seems to dance around the room. Everything looks extremely detailed while also being smudged like a dirty reflection. I close my eyes so that I can block out the mess of colors and lights. Is the candle gonna come back? The pain. Hi.
Your name?
Richter.
Occupation?
Ambassador.
I want you to repeat after me while staring at the candle. Do you understand?
I understand.
Wall.
Wall.
Street.
Street.
Home.
Home.
Kingdom.
Kingdom.
Rise.
Rise.
Betrayal.
Betrayal.
Enemies.
Enemies.
Trust.
Trust.
Allies.
Allies. Is he a sleeper agent?
That's what I'm getting.
Is this programming?
We've been bossing Zaid.
But I'm like, to what end? Like, what has he done that served any purpose?
Freedom.
Freedom.
We will continue again tomorrow. What is your name?
Lord Richter. He was a fake lord? He was a sleeper agent the whole time, but in a way where he's useless because he doesn't know what his goal is.
He doesn't know that he's a
act on
sleeper
it.
agent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And Tigran also doesn't know, or won't say, or Tigran was going on this whole plan while just avoiding this fact because they refused to tell us anything or something.
yeah, before I say anything, I should wait until the end of the scene.
I'm just not sure how Sleeper Agent and God's Chosen One mix while also just being kind of uselessly in jail the whole game. The fear. And also he's queer or something. Ish.
So, where exactly did you come from?
Ice cream sandwich table! It's back!
How did someone like you achieve nobility?
Your Highness, I'm afraid that is not a very interesting story. I'm scared. Who was Kadaj
Something
again?
about him. Yeah, I forgot about that. Something about him has always struck me as different. He doesn't seem to be someone fixated on the past.
The past is dangerous. What is the zero time dilemma ass twist? Like they're doing a thing where like, see, there was foreshadowing all along, but I'm like, what to what end? I don't understand what this reveal would mean.
I've been collating the sussybacher-richter.txt document this entire time. I would love to review it at some point, but now it's not quite yet.
You preparing a document for this plot point?
Just because I was in a similar position through my first build, and so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep track of this. I'm gonna pay attention. I'm gonna take down every sussy thing this little boy says.
For the past month, you've been becoming your own person more and more. You finally removed your mask.
It's a good thing Adrius coincidentally chooses to torture us in a wake you up from being a sleeper agent way? I guess?
I guess he's implying that he knows, question mark, that this was
I don't know.
something that could happen.
If Richter's been on a mission of any kind, he's been really bad at it.
Because what was the mission?
I know, because he's not spying in any functional way. He didn't kill the king. Right? So what?
Maybe that's why they haven't replied to the letters. It's like, oh, I guess somebody else already did it. Okay, never mind.
Unless the first vision was true and he did kill the king, and the Adrius vision's a fake revision or something.
Yeah, so that is a big thing that I like really latched onto early on, where it's like I wasn't sure, is this, when he talks about the past visions being kind of unreliable, it's like, is he just saying that? Did he just beam in a fake memory of Adrius to like make you feel better? Like fucking to me, like that makes at least a more interesting, just rather everything about the story kind of becomes more interesting for me personally when Adrius is not actually the murderer and it's actually Richter, because that makes the way everyone's been treating you way more complicated because he's a liar. Oh my god.
It's the name of the game, kind of, but almost.
So
the issue is just that you have to like cheat, basically. Like you just have to reveal. By the way, Richter's just been lying about what's happening in the story the whole time, or been hallucinating or something.
Well, again, it's like we think about the space that this was created in. And it's like it's not just a disaster; it's also Echo, and it's like, Chase sure did pull some shit, like in his plotline, but
but they didn't.
I thought those were like a little more subtle.
Yeah, because with Chase, you don't lie about the little events that are currently happening. You lie about the past that you never get to see directly. They don't like show you the past events.
For me, he does.
They don't show you,
TJ's route has a lot of like weirdness where he'll just kind of say like, I take out the note and I look at what it says and then I rip it up and it's like, huh. What did it say, Chase?
Intentional obfuscation of information from the narration, yeah. But yeah, you never get like a fake version of the pond like children's scene, and it's like where they just lie about the events and then go back and change it and show a different one. Like it's, oh no, it's Sherlock's friend who you imagined as a dog who died because he also has an imaginary sister, and you're like, what the fuck? Freedom. Oop, I've ruined the transition by pressing A. This is him in the murder cloak again. This is why I had the... Oh, it has a transition. Or does it? The sequence is confusing from a do I press A or not perspective.
Like, do I hear music? Oh.
I think it automatically faded away. Like it automatically faded in and then it cut after a certain amount of music and stuff passed. Yeah, okay. Making me paranoid that I'm pressing buttons. As I slowly recover, the pain all over my body starts to become more apparent. From the tips of my toes to the very core of my skull, everything is in deep, constant agony. Letting out a deep groan, I open my eyes and look around the cell. I think a day has passed, which I wouldn't be too upset about if it wasn't for the fact that only means there's more suffering to come.
How many days have passed since we've had, like, a swig of water, or...
Yeah, he was unconscious for days, then got tortured, and then woke up the next day, and then got tortured by Pop-Tarts and woke up the next day, so it's been like...
The real plot twist is just how much familiarity he has with the soup rag through this whole story without you knowing.
Exactly.
Been there all along.
Call back to the soup rag. That upsetting thought from the toaster let's try that isn't even this part of this playthrough. God, you probably it's been like a year since we even would have brought that up, so you probably forgot too. But it's like when we did the first Let's Try, we talked about Richter's coma stuff, and we talked about the idea of a soup rag, of like a thing that you would use to like feed a comatose patient or something, just to soak it. You soak the.
But they did to Jesus. They gave him vinegar and water.
Yeah,
in a rag.
It's upsetting. But yeah, it's like he's been chained up and not eating or drinking anything for like 4 to 6 days since the first one was quote unquote days. So it was like at least 2 before he woke up the first time.
Yeah.
I can barely remember anything about what happened after I ingested that awful substance. Maybe it's highly caloric. Maybe it's actually like it's like LSD Ensure. It's all completely lost to me except for one thing. Hearing Lyle's soft voice is the last thing I remember. I don't remember what he said, but even his voice felt distant, like a memory. The only thing I truly remember is the pain and the fear. The tips of my fingers are numb, and it still feels sleepy. It's like I didn't sleep at all. I also feel a bit confused, and I have a feeling that I'll recall none of this hours from now. After moving around a little more, I realize just how sweaty I am. Despite the cold air from outside flowing into the cell, I look like I just finished running for hours in hot weather. I've also lost all sense of taste. I'm hoping to get that back, but I don't think it matters.
What are we tasting?
Just taste, you know. Taste. I'm feeling things and tasting things. Things. The feeling of starvation grows stronger with each passing day. Normal. I can feel my stomach eating itself. The last time I ate was days ago. I lower my head so that I'm staring down at my lap, and tears begin to well in my eyes. Why is Adris keeping me alive? What kind of sick things has he planned? The tears are heavy as they fall from my eyes, leaving wet spots on my dirty trousers. My situation is hopeless, and I've accepted a long time ago that things are going to end horribly, but I just want to see Lyle again. Throughout it all, he stood by my side. Figuratively. Haven't really had anyone around for like the last 2 weeks. I want to hold him in my arms and feel safe. Safe. It's hard to remember what that feels like. Hearing his voice, hearing him say my name, that's all I want. Do I press A or do I wait?
I was gonna say, if Lyle calls our name out right now after us hoping to hear it.
A couple hours pass as I watch the light slowly move across the floor of the cell. I managed to find a decently relaxing position to sit in. My arms feel so weak, and as I'm about to drift off to sleep, I hear footsteps drawing closer from up the hall. These specific footsteps are ones I'm all too familiar with. Almost like they're not feet. The cell door opens and Adrius slowly walks in. He has a face of confusion, looking me up and down.
You look like a mess, but I expected things to be worse.
I avoid looking into his eyes, refusing to say anything.
Nothing. That's okay. I trust you had a good sleep?
Damn you.
Don't worry, I don't get much sleep either. I haven't had a good amount of sleep in a long time. That's okay though. Exciting things happen when I'm awake.
He leans against the wall on the other side of the cell, his arms crossed over his chest.
Today's the big day. Although, before we can start, there's one last thing that needs to be done. Siren is down the hall preparing for it right now.
You're not going to kill me, are you? There might be a different tone, but like, you're not going to kill me, are you? He squints his eyes at me, those devilish eyes that I see anytime I close my own.
It would send a message.
I sit up, leaning forward as much as I can. Like the ones you've already sent to Aaron? The ones I recall you mentioned not getting a reply to? No. You're smarter than that. As much as I hate to admit it, I know as much.
You don't know anything.
I'm not smart at all, shut up! That's the function of that response. You're afraid. He bites his lip, but all I can see is bitterness in his eyes. You're afraid every time you walk down these halls, Lyle will jump from the shadows and finally give you what you deserve. You said it yourself. He's hiding somewhere in this castle and it scares you. You're afraid of what's to come if you kill me.
Like I said, you know nothing. You realize that you're not as important to Aaron as you think you are, right?
I didn't think I was important to Aaron.
A pawn, at best. The idea that you think an all-out war can be started over your death is amusing. It's the death of the king you murdered that will plunge this land into fire. The people know this.
It's a confusing response because he just said, you're smarter than that. The moment, if you kill me, Lyle's gonna get you. And he's like, you think a war with Aaron would happen? That's not what I said. It's not. I just said something and you ignored that and said something else. Maybe I am a sleeper agent and I don't know what any of these scenes are, and that's why they play out like that.
From the shores of Frostford to the woods of Pine Rock, they accept this as fact. Because they want to.
He steps forward, his hands behind his back, looking out the window with a thoughtful expression.
Rest assured, they'll have replaced you before your body is cold in the ground. If we even give you that courtesy.
Why do you hate me so much? Do I intimidate you? Is that it? He lets out a quick chuckle, almost surprised at the suggestion. I said it in jest, but I believe there might be some truth to it.
At first, my attitude toward you and the Drizzian Lord wasn't personal at all.
Kadaj?
You simply forced my hand.
Where is Kadaj? I can see the annoyance come over his body as his shoulders slouch and he rolls his eyes.
I've sent him to Driz to personally offer a proposal to King Aaron.
You can't name him that. You cannot name the king of Driz Aaron, which is the name of the other country. No, I forbid it. That's such a bad idea. No.
It is the only proposal I have offer, and their only chance at keeping their ambassador in the fold if they accept.
He meets my eyes again and shakes his head in a condescending manner.
Although, either outcome isn't an issue for me.
Such a who's on first ass situation. You think that this would start a war with Aaron? Which one? No, I mean Aaron. Not Aaron. Aaron. No, not the King Aaron. King Aaron. The King of Aaron? No, King Aaron. Who's not the King of Aaron. I'm sorry. Of course you would see it that way. First me and now Kadaj. Your assembly of advisors grows smaller and smaller with each passing day. I don't know if either of you ever advised him in the first place. You don't care where we go as long as we're gone. He tuts after the cell grows silent. My last bout of shouts echoing up the hall.
Don't worry, wherever you end up, I'm sure Lyle will be there to join you.
Has Richter ever advised anyone?
We were going to, but then he took that away from us.
We were vaguely, there was like vaguely a position at some point, but like we just did it. We threw a party,
organizing the party,
and then we made a controversy at the
less.
party.
Once we find him.
After he says this, I can hear a sound at the very end of the tunnel, like a door slamming shut. Adrius hears it too, because I see him look at the door. I can see a satisfied grin stretch across his muzzle, and I know something horrible is coming.
Sounds like Siren is making his way back. Hopefully he doesn't take too long. I'm sure you know what's coming.
Why'd you guys arrive separately in the first place? I try to think of what he could
prepare the thingy.
Yeah, just you think that this would be a planned thing that they would just arrive together anyway. I try to think of what he could possibly be talking about, and it dawns on me. I look across the room and notice that the branding iron is gone. Adrius sees me make the realization, and his smirk grows wider. You're going to pay for all of this. He loses his smile and it's replaced with his usual, unimpressed frown. I'm going to kill you for everything you've done. I swear. He continues to just stare, almost like he's frozen in place, and after a few seconds pass, he finally breaks his silence.
I'm waiting.
I start to clench my teeth out of anger, wanting to yell and scream at him, but he continues.
Besides, you only assume these things. You have no way of actually proving it. It's a baseless accusation, nothing more.
You wore a leather cloak. His mouth is slightly ajar as he freezes in place, but he quickly replies.
Lots of killers do. I'm sure you looked wonderful in it.
He walks across the cell to the door, getting ready to open it for Siren when he arrives. I know he's just trying to look like he's ignoring me. I try to think of something else to throw his way. When he killed him, he didn't have his antlers. Smart. It'd be a dead giveaway if he were seen with them. I assumed the antlers you had grown were actually temporary prosthetics. You made a wonderful point of showing them off to me earlier in the day, thinking I wouldn't notice. I bet that oil Leaf gave you had gone completely untouched until now. I didn't notice it at first, but if it wasn't for Tigran's gift, I doubt I would have ever figured it out. I think I've fully convinced him that I know, but when I look at him, it's not apparent. He's not looking at me, but I can see the confusion on his face.
Interesting thought. You know more about deer than I expected.
What? You tutorialized me on this yourself.
They fall off. I fail to see your point, though.
No, they're your points. On your head. I can hear the slow, hobbling footsteps getting closer. It sounds like Siren is a few cells away. When I start to lose hope, it's then that an idea dawns on me. There's one thing that nobody in this trial was able to guess. Something nobody thought about except for me, because they all assumed I was the killer. How he escaped. I close my eyes and concentrate as hard as I can. Please, Tigran, if you're still there, grant me the strength needed for one last time. It worked. Judging by the fact I'm standing and not on the floor, I assume I'm seeing this from Adrius's eyes. They're blurry and welled with tears, which makes it hard to see. His heart is beating almost as fast as mine was earlier. Adrius turns away from Raynar's body, and as I scan the room, I see it. A small panel has been pushed open from on the framing of the fireplace. Behind where the panel should be, I can see a small crevice. Not too big, but big enough for someone to squeeze through. It's a tunnel behind the walls. The walls inside are extremely dusty and old. It looks as if nobody's used it for ages. Adrius walks towards it, his legs weak. This is it. Whoops. Fireplace. I utter this in a low breath, but I know he hears it because I can see him flinch. His eye is darting in my direction.
How did you...
He cuts himself off after realizing what he was just about to say. It's too late though. He's figured out that I know, and he's given himself away with just 3 words. His face contorts into a completely different expression, one I haven't seen on him since the trial. I almost don't notice it, but those amber eyes begin to change as well. There he is. The king is no more, only the killer stands before me now. I can almost see the pain rush into his eyes, like it's hard for him to accept it. He goes to speak, and his voice is rough and sinister. It's a minor thing, but I feel like they're saying that we haven't seen this version of him since the trial, but I feel like this is the exact version of him that they were trying to gesture at when they said they turned into a different person all of a sudden, like last scene, which was more recent than the trial, obviously. Unless there's a third Adrius. He goes to speak, and his voice is rough and sinister.
I killed him. You seem to already know, but I'll give you the satisfaction of hearing it from me.
He slowly walks towards me, his hooves dancing onto each brick
I was
on the floor,
like gesturing at the screen at this first time, going like, "No, it could have been so cool. What? No," just because the sleeper agent immediately followed by like, "Oh, but no, he definitely didn't do it though." It's like wait, so like I don't know, you can't help but notice how like we didn't do anything with that reveal that he's a sleeper agent. We just didn't talk about it, not even internally talk about it. We just kept going.
Our entire
Why'd
narration
you give him the wild berry juice?
Our narration doesn't react to that vision at all, and also there's no reasonable way for Adrius to know anything about it, so his actions where he suspects us of being up to something are not related to any revelation that we're actually a sleeper agent, but he accidentally triggers our sleeper agent stuff via his method of torture, not knowing that they're related seemingly, but also we still don't know what the point of the sleeper agent plot point is still, because I don't know, he's still not activated?
It's like, I'm sorry, it just doesn't feel like we know how to deliver plot points in order. Like,
they're very strangely delivered, and they just feel like unmotivated scenes happening in whatever order sometimes. It's like, it's placed in the point of the duration of a story where a twist would be revealed, but it doesn't make past stuff make sense in any particular way, and also doesn't really recontextualize what's happening in the story, because it's instead we're like, what does that even mean actually? Like, what should I even think about that? You're like, oh shit, oh, that changes everything. I'm like, no, I genuinely don't know what to think about that. The idea he's a sleeper agent, especially since he can only be an agent on behalf of people we know nothing about, because we don't know anything about Aaron, if he's even from Aaron, or if he's not from Aaron.
Well, the little thing that you do that kind of gives me that twinge of like, ooh, plot twist excitement is the fact that we start in the rubble of an accident. And so I feel like it's this pretty safe assumption of like, okay, Richter died in the accident and we're like Shadowheart or something. We're Jack from BioShock.
Yeah,
we're crashed the plane.
We're a sleeper agent from this ambiguous group of brigands. Like the evil brigands that killed his wife, and we're back to finish the job, I guess, by being a sleeper agent or something. And Kadaj is also a sleeper agent, and he doesn't know that either. Whoa, he's gonna go back and they're like, "Who's this cat?" You don't, and they're gonna be executed for claiming to be Kadaj.
This only occurred to me like on the second one, but I am curious because Kadaj like keeps like gesturing at stuff to you. It's like, does he not? Is he like he's trying to confer,
like he's trying to signal
you?
Yeah.
Exactly. He's like, why didn't he say the word? What the fuck? Who is this? Like,
I also just don't understand why you would want to be a sleeper agent. If your goal is to impersonate Richter and murder the king or something, then wouldn't you just impersonate Richter and murder the king? No one knows Richter. Apparently everyone that came here with Richter seemingly died or something, so he like coincidentally has nobody to like actually, not coincidentally, they were probably murdered by the brigands if he is a brigand sleeper agent. But like, wouldn't you just have a skilled spy just pretending that he's an Aaron ambassador and that's it? Like, why would you need conditioning for that? Well, how would that even help? It just makes him, if anything, it made him more suspicious, because instead of having any kind of alibi or ever talking about stuff, everyone has a weird quote about how weird Richter is, apparently, which we've called back to, but that only highlights how that's not a good plan then. I just don't know what the benefit is of being a sleeper agent in any way, but I don't know what he's doing, what it's for, so I don't know what the motivation is yet, but it seems poorly motivated. He slowly walks towards me, his hooves dancing onto each brick on the floor as he slowly paces around the cell. Is he dancing? That's a weird adjective.
When he died, I could finally see it. My true destiny. No longer was there conflict, no longer did I fight for control. Both eyes became one, and I realized what I wanted. What I truly wanted all along was right there.
Both eyes became one?
As in Adrius and whatever this is that we're talking to right now.
So they're being literal about him being a different person.
Yeah.
I thought they were being figurative, because he's just,
there was also a moment earlier,
like
in an earlier scene. So at the end of like an Adrius scene, they talked about how like something comes over him and he says, and then he's himself again.
Huh. It's just strange to me because the phrasing of that stuff matches up with just the idea that of someone dropping the ruse because they're a liar. So it's like, that doesn't inherently imply DID or whatever.
Just within my grasp. All I had to do was reach out and take it. If I didn't claim my destiny in that very moment, all would be lost forever.
He stands in front of me. Even with his short height, he looks down on me, the window casting a glow on the side of his face.
You can't win without making a few sacrifices.
So they're both kind of sleeper agents, in a weird way. Yeah. I don't know what this accomplishes narratively. It makes Adrius less interesting if he has a second personality or something, and the first one doesn't have full agency. Like, oh, just innocent Adrius that loves his dad or something. And then the other one, murder Adrius.
No.
The noise in the hall gets louder with each footstep. but Adrius doesn't show any sign of trying to hide anything.
I am the storm that will sweep over this land, cleansing it of all that threatens true peace.
Why is it capitalized? He leans in, whispering into my ear. His voice is like a snake's hiss.
I'll kill you and anyone who stands in the way of my dream.
I love him leaning in to whisper the thing that was already my sentence. Like it's a secret. I'm going to kill you. I'll get you. Like, you're the king? I'm already sentenced to execution?
I can assure you, Lyle's severed head will decorate the western battlements before winter's end.
I was going to say there should be apostrophe, but I don't know if technically plural winters is also correct, maybe?
My only regret is that you won't get to see it.
Right when he leans back, I take my last chance to spite him and spit in his face. It lands directly on his cheek, just beneath his eye, which is where cheeks are. He's shocked only for a moment before bringing the backside of his hand down upon my face. Down? It stings like hell, and I'm surprised at how hard he hits. Of course, after everything that's happened, I shouldn't really be too shocked. He wipes the spit from his face with the back of his glove, but as he does this, something catches his eye and he leans in closer.
Your eyes. They're brown.